Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Been a while doing a fun review. Been, as previously mentioned in other videos, been travelling around. The Wi-Fi's not been great. Been out doing things. So I've actually got a little bit of time here in Catby Island, just to get a film, to get a review done. Right, I've actually been looking forward to doing this fun for a while because I really like it. And it's the Sanlam Artificial Intelligence Fund. So I'll talk through that fund, I'll talk through the costs of performance and the assets. Been in Laos the past week, so I'm going to make the ratings card specific to Laos. When I say Laos, I spent basically all the time in Luang Prabang and a couple of other regions, and I'll get on to that. I'm going to just share some pictures here when I was in Laos. One of the main attractions is the waterfall, so have a look at that. It was nice weather, wasn't overly busy. You obviously get the tourists there, a lot of Westerners, a lot of Chinese tourists. So here we go, some of the pictures coming up on screen now. Alright, that's a wrap. Let's just get straight on to this one, right? It's going to be a little bit of time talking through all this, so intro done. Let's just talk investments, baby. So Sanlam Artificial Intelligence Fund, right, managed by Chris Ford and Tin Day, as you can see up the top. So, funnily enough, these two guys used to work with the company I used to work for, Smith and Williamson. Well, they actually merged into even partners with Tilney, but they were originally on, I think, the Smith and Williamson North American Fund. Could be wrong when I say that, but I think that is correct. Anyway, I don't know the guys. I'm just going to talk through their fund here at Sanlam. And before we do that, actually, let's just go through the ratings card, right? So I'm going to make this Laos specific. So the excellent rating is the massages over there, brilliant. I mean, very cheap, very good service. I actually got two in the one day because it was that good. I didn't want to go into details. I'm not sharing any of the pictures because it might put you off your dinner, but did get a sort of back massage with some little guy basically putting all sorts into me, his knees, his elbows. I wasn't sure if it was going to break any bones or not, but it worked out pretty well. And also, I got a foot scrub, right? Don't judge, it was brilliant, and I recommend it. Second one, good, was a restaurant we went to a lot in Luang Prabang. It's called Buang. You can go on to TripAdvisor and look at the ratings, etc. But the food was brilliant. The service was good. It was a really nice restaurant, and you can see here this was actually the sort of meatballs I had, and it was like Laos sausage as well, and you get sort of little steamed rice with a dip. It was really good, reasonably priced as well. Laos actually wasn't as cheap as I thought it was going to be. I mean, if I'm complaining about it being a little bit dear, it's still a lot cheaper than the UK and anywhere else probably in Europe. But compared to Thailand, it was a little bit more expensive than I thought it would have been. Third, the OK rating is actually Laos itself. It's quite a unique place in the sense that it has got lots of natural beauty, but in all honesty, it is quite a poor country. I know they're trying to do a lot of development. I think a lot of Chinese money is going into the place to enhance their sort of infrastructure, but it wasn't. Some of the roads were basically, that's why I needed the massage. Put it that way. You're on the road and you're basically bumping up and down, and because I'm 6 foot and the cars aren't built for tall people, my head's banging off the top. And also just like the health and safety and the law and order over there is a wee bit questionable. Put it that way. So would I recommend it? Don't book a 2 week holiday there, put it that way. I would jump in, stop by if you're going via Thailand and Vietnam just like we did. Now 4, when we left Thailand we get a slow boat from Thailand, sort of north of Chiang Rai region to Luang Prabang. Now, this is a bad rating. It actually would be terrible rating, and I'll explain why. It just nudges up in the bad. So it actually does 7 hours. It stops in a place called Pak Ben. You stay overnight in Pak Ben, and then you do the other 7 hours to Luang Prabang. It goes about maybe 15 kilometres an hour, and don't get me wrong, it's advertised as it, and it looks really nice. But when you get on, they just try and fit as many people as you can. There's no efficiencies at all. The way they get the bags on and off, it's just a joke. And then when I was sitting down, it was just, each chair's different. It's not even bolted on. It's like basically taken from one old train, one old bus, put down together, and it's just packed. There's actually people sitting and standing in the aisle because they just try and get as many people on as possible. And the people in front of me when I first went on were these sort of Polish guys, and they were drinking a bottle of whiskey. And they were a complete pain, and I was like, first 30 minutes, hating it. I was like, what have we signed ourselves up for? And then actually they turned round, they were actually quite nice guys, and they were a bit of a laugh. So the only reason it doesn't get a terrible rating is because in the way there and in the way back, especially the way back, we met a really nice couple, and we sat and spoke to them for about 8 hours. And the people on it were nice, but the actual efficiencies, the boat, everything, complete garbage. So I really don't recommend that. Now the last one, the terrible rating, right? It's not a calculator. Well, it is a calculator, but it's a little bit more context behind that. It is the famous Southeast Asia calculator. Now, not so much Vietnam and Thailand, especially in Laos. Nothing's got prices on it. So what you're in for a shock and a bit of danger when they whip out one of these calculators. Not even a scientific calculator. One of these old ones you would get back in the early 2000s. And they just kind of look at the shopping and they just kind of... and all of a sudden you're paying prices more than Waitrose in Laos. They just make numbers up as soon as they see a foreigner. So lesson learned, if you go to Laos, do not buy anything that does not have a price on it. Make sure that there's a little label on it. They will try and rip you off. But we're only there for a couple of nights and it's still reasonably cheap. But not as cheap as you would think. Right, anyway, that's the ratings cards done for the week. Let's just batter on to the cost of this fund. 0.60, 1.3 billion. They're taking 78 billion a year, Sanlam. Pretty reasonable costs. So I'm going to give that a good rating. So that gets my buang. Now the performance, right, so this fund is basically, it's an artificial intelligence fund, so basically all the stocks they've got are based on growth. Artificial intelligence, obviously. So short term it's been okay. It doesn't have a benchmark, this fund, so I'm just using the Financial Times equity technology sector. I think that's a reasonable fit for the fund. I'm not letting you guys off with no benchmark, because then we don't know how you're performing against peers or market indices. So short term it's been pretty good. I mean most world markets over the past year have been up about 20%. So it's been okay. It's been good. It's been okay. Over the 3 years, it's done nearly close to 60%. That's pretty good. That's averaging like roughly 20% a year over 3 years. That is it. That is very good. Actually, it's it's excellent. Gets my foot scrub. The long term now, so over 5 years, this is averaging about, what is that, roughly 25% a year annualised. That's excellent. It's significantly over the equity. Now obviously there's the tech sector and especially artificial intelligence has been very bullish over the past couple of years. I mean it's basically big bull market territory. But there was that dip in 2022. But this has been an excellent performer. I would be extremely happy if I put some money in this fund managed by these guys. Now let's get on to the holdings, my favourite part, and I must say I absolutely love these holdings, these assets that they're managing here. Right, Nvidia, it's getting a 2. I'm not going to talk through the big names because a lot of these names I've already thought. One for Microsoft always. You know what I love as well, but I love the weightings here. I love the 6% roughly in these two names. I love the weighting in Amazon. I really like how this fund is managed. Amazon gets a 1 as well. That's a top stock. But I'm actually wanting to talk through some of the other ones down here that are a wee bit less known. Okay, I don't know what's happened here. Alphabet, I love it and bullish. Actually, the results in Alphabet there were a bit mixed. It actually fell quite a bit. It's down about 180 now. It was up about 200 and something. So these are the next couple of stocks I'm going to talk through. So Hitachi. So this is a Japanese company, and look at the performance in this over the past 5 years, up nearly 400%, valued quite nicely. And then if you look over the year, it's up 75%. Now, if you actually look at the products and solutions, it's a Japanese company, and it drives social innovation, applying data and technology in a wide range of industries to create a sustainable society. So they're big in digital systems and services, green energy and mobility, and connective industries. So created by bringing its reliable products, connecting digitally, and offer them solutions. This is an AI company that looks to have sort of a greater good cause. You can see a lot of what they do. So digital solutions are across a whole range of industries: security, finance solutions, cloud services, data management, government. So they're in the public and the private sector. IT products, they're across a lot, storage solutions, etc. ATMs. So these guys have got their foot in a lot of different sort of services and industries. I like it. I really like this. I actually am going to add it to my own portfolio. One. Kien's Corporation is another Japanese company, so they've got these two. These guys are big on building sort of automation for factories, and barcodes and lasers and machines to help businesses out. Also been a really strong performer. I really like the weighting again here. This one gets a 2 rating. Now SAP, this is a German company, and I'm not been involved with them before, but a lot of people I know have used SAP in their sort of own companies across the UK. So they basically are an application that is to help businesses. I think it's a lot to do with inventory management, etc. A whole host of things, but they're very popular and they've been an excellent performer, this software, over the past 5 years. It's definitely a 2 rating. Now, the next 3 are like 3 ones I really like. So Netflix, that's now close to $1,000 a share. See, like a couple of years ago, that sold off massively down to $150 a share, because I remember Bill Ackman lost an absolute fortune in Netflix. But the thing has been absolutely relentless over the past couple of years. It's about 8 or 9x over the past, I think, 3 years. And it's been just non-stop. They're investing a lot in the platform. They seem to be growing a lot. Valuation's not too bad. I mean, would I be buying at $1,000 this year? I don't know. You'd be hoping for a stock split, probably. So I'm going to give that a 2 rating. Or Palantir, right? This is one of the biggest regrets in my career. I had this down at $6 a share. It's now at $115 a share. So if I'd hammered that and left it, I might not be running a fund inspector channel, put it that way. It's been a great performer. It's big in software and defence. Keeps getting American contracts for the AI and the government defence. The only issue I've got with this is, as much as I do love I do think it's a great company, it's now valued at 290 billion, right? It's trading close to 550 over earnings, right? And I know there's unbelievable growth and it's making profit now, and that's why people are so bullish, but I still think it's majorly the valuation on that is a bit mental. I think it's overvalued. I think it's more, if I'm being honest, and I may get a couple of boos here, but that's not a 290 billion company. It's maybe more close to like 100, 150. So at the 115 share price, I would say a truer sort of valuation would be down at about 60, 65. Might get some people in the comments saying that, Jamie, you're off your head, but that's what I think. So I'm not buying it at the moment. I'll wait on a big pullback, hopefully. Axon Enterprise has been an unbelievable performer. I really like the weighting. Also, sorry, to add in Palantir here, Sanlam didn't have this in the fund that long ago. They must have just added that recently, very recently. So yeah, they've not, put it this way, they've not had this since it was down at $6. I think they might have bought into it a little bit late. They did buy into it later on. Axon has been a great performer. That's up at maybe 700 or something. I think this is like a one that is in a lot of funds. A lot of people are bullish on it, and I think this is definitely a 2. Palantir I'm going to give an okay rating, so that gets the Laos flag. The reason that it gets okay is because of the valuation. If it was a little bit better valued, I would give it a 2 or a 1. Overall fund rating, right? Easy. It's a 1. It is a foot scrub from Laos. Easily a 1. And percentage of the portfolio, Fund Inspector loves this. 20%. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it, and like, subscribe, share, all that nonsense. Get in the comment section if you want. Try and get the algorithm going, grow the channel, and that is it. Keep talking investments, baby, and I'll see you all soon.